'60s singer, dies surrounded by family in Tennessee. Sandy Posey was 80. Sandy Posey, the country pop singer who worked with Elvis Presley and scored numerous hits throughout the '60s, has died. Posey passed away on the morning of Saturday, July 20th, at her home in Tennessee of complications from dementia. Her husband, Wade Cummins, told TMZ she was 80. According to Cummins, Posey had been battling dementia for several years and had been experiencing a slow decline over the past 7 years. Cummins said the beloved musician was surrounded by family, including himself, her daughter Amy, and their niece, at the time of her passing. She was cared for by Cummins in her final years, who said he was heartbroken by the loss, the outlet noting that Posey was the love of his life and he's missing her deeply. Born in Jasper, Alabama on June 18, 1944, according to her Spotify bio, Posey began her career in Memphis, Tennessee after graduating from high school. After initially working as a receptionist at a recording studio, Posey began working as a session singer. She released her first single, 1965's Kiss Me Goodnight, under the pseudonym Martha Sharp, garnering the attention of producer Chips Moman, who helped her secure a contract with MGM Records. Posey went on to release back-to-back record-charting singles in 1966, Born a Woman and Single Girl, which both peaked at number 12 on the Billboard Hot 100. Born a Woman sold over 1 million copies and also earned Posey her 2 career Grammy nominations in 1967 in the categories for Best Contemporary R&R, Solo Vocal Performance, Male or Female, and Best Vocal Performance, Female. She scored further hits with What a Woman in Love Won't Do, I Take It Back, and Can't Get Used to Sleeping Without You. In the 70s, Posey focused on country music, working with producer Billy Sherrill, who had also worked with the late Tammy Wynette. She scored hits in the genre with titles like Bring Him Safely Home to Me, Happy Happy Birthday Baby, and Don't. Posey eventually retreated from performing and later worked as a session performer, providing backing vocals for Elvis Presley, Percy Sledge, Skeeter Davis, and Tommy Roe, according to Metro. She made a comeback in the 2000s, re-recording her main tracks and releasing a new album in 2004. However, she may be most widely known for her backup vocals on big hits. Elvis Presley, she had pop hits in the 60s and sang backup for prominent stars like Elvis Presley and George Jones. Raw_frame_53,493. JPEG by Nikki Hauser posted at 7:38 a.m., July 25th, 2024, and last updated 8:25 a.m., July 25th, 2024, Nashville 10. WTVF. She had pop hits in the 60s and sang backup for prominent stars like Elvis Presley and George Jones. Now, family and friends are remembering the life of Nashville singer Sandy Posey, who passed away late last week from dementia. She was 80 years old. 106 2 o'clock, read more. She would touch you with her voice. Her voice would just cut right through your soul. Wade Cummins told News Channel 5 reporter Nikki Hauser, sitting down at his home in Lebanon. Posey made waves in the 60s with hit singles Single Girl and Born a Woman, earning 2 Grammy nominations. She also created Sunday Morning Country, a country/gospel performance that started at the event we all now know as CMA Fest. However, she may be most widely known for her backup vocals on big hits. She was on a lot of Elvis Presley hits. She was on In the Ghetto, Kentucky Rain. Suspicious Minds, Cummins listed, adding she sang backup for several other stars as well, including Waylon Jennings and George Jones. The two of them made a perfect pair as Wade created a career around impersonating the king of rock and roll. The two sang, laughed, and called one another the love of their life for over 30 years. She'd say, "Baby, you are so handsome." I'd laugh. I'd say, "Sandy, I'm never taking you to the eye doctor." Cummins chuckled. In addition to her husband, Posey had 1 child and 2 grandchildren who will carry on her legacy. She would want to be remembered as Sandy Posey, who loved Jesus more than life, and her family next, Cummins concluded. According to TMZ, Posey's husband, a Presley impersonator who performs as Elvis Wade, explained she was diagnosed with dementia years ago, and her health has declined throughout the past 7 years. Born June 18, 1944, in Jasper, Alabama, Posey grew up in Arkansas and began working as a recording studio receptionist before scoring gigs as a session singer, according to her Spotify bio. Her first single, Kiss Me Goodnight, was released under the pseudonym Martha Sharp in 1965 and caught producer Chip Moman's attention, per the bio. He soon helped her land a contract with MGM Records. She earned 2 Grammy nominations at the 1967 ceremony, Best Contemporary Solo Vocal Performance, Male or Female, and Best Vocal Performance, Female, both for Born a Woman. In the 1970s, Posey transitioned to a more country-leaning sound and worked with Tammy Wynette's producer Billy Sherrill, earning several top 40 hits in the genre throughout the decade. The singer retreated from performing in the mid-1980s and later worked as a session performer and touring musician for Presley, according to Spotify. She returned to working as a recording artist for a brief time in the mid-2000s. Cummins reportedly told TMZ a celebration of Posey's life, which he will stream live on Facebook, will be held at an unspecified date in the near future and revealed she will be cremated. Posey's family is planning to have a celebration of life event in her honor, according to the outlet, but has yet to earmark a date. Cummins said the event will be recorded and put on Facebook so her fans can watch, according to the outlet. Posey will be cremated, sources told the outlet. Among Posey's singles included Born a Woman and Single Girl, both released in 1966, as well as tracks such as the 1967's I Take It Back, What a Woman in Love Won't Do, and Are You Never Coming Home? Born a Woman earned Posey her 2 career Grammy nominations in 1967 in the categories for Best Contemporary, R&R, Solo Vocal Performance, Male or Female, and Best Vocal Performance, Female. Posey had been inked to multiple record labels over the years, according to the outlet, including Columbia, Warner Brothers, and MGM. According to a biography published on allmusic.com, Posey possessed a high, keening voice that bore only the slightest twang, which she'd accentuate after I Take It Back landed in the top 40 in 1967. Posey focused on country music as the 1970s arrived, working with producer Billy Sherrill, who had also worked with the late Tammy Wynette. She made a comeback in the 2000s, re-recording her main tracks and a record for King Records, according to allmusic.com. Posey had recently celebrated her 80th birthday as she was born June 18, 1944 in Jasper, Alabama. She had attended high school in West Memphis, Arkansas, and subsequently moved to Memphis to chase her dreams in the music business. She had worked as a receptionist at a studio and also worked as a session singer prior to her breakout with the aforementioned singles. The Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum, based in Nashville, posted a tweet Monday in memory of the late singer. It read, "Sandy Posey, whose hits like Born a Woman and Single Girl blended the sweetness of 1960s teen pop with country melodies, died July 21st. Her career included session work for Elvis Presley and recording with famed producer Billy Sherrill." Paying tribute to Posey on social media, the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum said the musician blended the sweetness of 1960s teen pop with country melodies, died July 21st. Posey's family is planning a celebration of her life, which Cummins said will be filmed for Facebook so her fans can join in. A date has not been set.